Get my notes over here. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is the fullback. So we're going to be talking about the 2 and the 3. To make life easier, I moved it right back to 7 aside for the ladies. And in our normal setup, 3, 2, 1 against what you typically go up against, just to throw people on there. The 2, 3, 1. And then I highlighted the fullbacks in dark blue. Now, to start with, one of the top fullbacks, if you want to continue to learn about it, look up Joshua Kimmick from Bayern Munich. He's one of the best, if not the best, fullback in the world right now. Characteristics of a fullback. They'll often take the throw-ins, whether it's up high or back in our backfield. They're typically the ones doing the throw-ins. For our squads, they will always be doing the throw-ins unless somebody grabs the ball and wants to do a quick throw to get the opponent off guard. They mark the opponent's wingers or their wide midfielders. As we get into a 9-a-side and 11-a-side, you might be covering a winger, you might be covering like a wide midfielder. They provide support. So if the 8 comes up and is acting like a wide midfielder or a winger, they're coming up and they're providing support. Back outside support, back inside support. But these two are often playing together. They are supporting each other. The fullback wants to support the winger on attack and on defense. So the wing might come up to press. The fullback will be back here either directly covering, or if another player is covering, they're watching, let's see if I can highlight it, they're watching this space. I know that's a whole lot of writing on there, a lot of highlighting. The space behind the press, in case, say, the center forward is coming through to try to take this space, they're covering in the back. And then, of course, a fullback is not only a defensive presence, they are also on attack. So if we're moving upfield, say the 8 has the ball, she's covered, the fullback can be coming up, and yes, they're going to be support to give that support back option. Or if they see the space, they can come on the outside, and we'll talk a little bit about when we do this, to be on the outside so the 8 can knock a ball forward, and now the 2 is going through the staging area to attack the goal zone area. And they're often the ones sending a ball. I can't grab the ball. There we go. Sending that ball. They dribble forward and they're sending that ball across to this area, to the target player. See, I have a lot of info on here. I'm going to try not to rush through too fast. And if we don't get to it, we don't get to some of it. Their positioning. So you notice how when I got her started, the 2's over here, the 3's over here. They're going to be wider of their teammates. They provide width on the field. So even if we have the ball over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, supporting defender, and the ball's over here, let's just pretend that there's an offensive player in here. They're already setting up their 4 rondo. They have their support that they can knock a ball back to and go wide. And then, of course, if for whatever reason we lose the ball, one of these can press and the 4 can act as a cover and the 2 will be the balance behind. If we can't get the ball forward, we have the 2 over here, the 4 over here watching the middle, the 4 here trying to find their way forward. If we just can't get forward because they are blocking everybody, as that ball can come back to the 4, the 2 is moving up into this half space between the center and the limited action areas. What she's doing is as that ball is coming to the 4, she's not waiting for her to get to it. As that ball is moving, she's moving this way. So She's already moving right now, right now, right now. So the 4 can turn and send a ball into this zone. And now 8 will shift, 9 will shift, 10 will come over, 4 will shift, and the other fullback comes back and takes a more defensive role as the fullback on this side. If I can grab both of these. Apparently not. There we go. Fullback on this side is involved with the attack with these 4. So a fullback is an attacking player and a defensive player. They do a lot of work. They are often running up and down this side like crazy. Let's see, more on positioning. Okay, positioning. Fullback always, always, always wants to be goal side of the opponent. Because once she's up forward and they get the ball, there's less for our teammates, less defenders, less coverage of the goal if they win the ball and she's stuck way up here. That means one of the midfielders is going to have to drop back and support on defense. So she's always going to be on the goal side, not on the outside here, on the goal side. And it's okay to be tight, but you want to be goal side. What we call touch tight, meaning that you can touch her, you can keep your hand on her, it's okay. That way if you have your hand on her and she tries to move, you don't have to be staring at her because when she moves you can feel it. So you can put your hand on her, you just don't hold her jersey, okay? Unless you're sneaky about it. But for right now, don't hold the jersey. That way, if the center mid, oh my goodness, it fell behind, didn't it? There we go. The center mid passes that ball to the left mid. If you're ready and you're touch tight, you take that quick step and now you take the ball, you beat the player, you won possession, and we can move forward. That's why you want to be touch tight. Okay? That way you can make that step forward. If you feel that this player is faster than you and she's beating you constantly, then you can drop back, give her a little bit of space. That way, as that ball is coming, you're still going to come up on her, but you might not try to win that ball right away because she might be faster than you. But what you can do is you hold her there. Remember what we talked about with delay. Don't let her forward. She'll win the ball, that's fine. Don't let her forward. Then your teammates will come in and cover. Another teammate will come in and be a 2-on-1 and try to win that ball away. Or we force that ball back to that center mid again and we press from up there. So sometimes you want to fight for that ball. If you know you can get to it, it's okay to take that risk. And if you miss, it happens. The only way you'll get better is trying. Okay? So if you step out and you try to win that ball, but you did it 100%, you felt you could go get it, and you still miss, don't worry, I'm not going to yell at you. I want you to take that risk. But if you only come out 50% speed, maybe kind of wanting to go get it, that's what we'll talk about. Not the decision, but how you went about it. You've got to go full speed. If you're going to go take that ball, it's got to be 100% commitment to the ball. Okay, and what we want to do is the fullbacks will go high as possible. Like we talked about, sometimes you'll give them a little bit of space if they're fast, but you want to hold the player, the opponent, as high up the pitch or on their side of the field as possible. We want them to be pushed back and have to play with the ball in their half. So that's one thing that they do is they'll press up. That gives the 8 the ability to come up, the 10 the ability, the 9, and of course the center back and the opposite side fullback will come up and help on the D. But now we're playing on this half of the field instead of our own. And the other thing we want to do if she does get that ball is we want to hold her here so she can't go forward. And we also want to see if we can hold her to the side. So you see how I get goal side again here? I don't want to let her forward, but even if she does get a couple steps, if I can grab that, I don't think I can. Okay, like that. Even if she does start to beat me here, I'm still sliding and I'm pushing her toward this sideline. Because remember what we talked about. This is another defender for our team. So we push her to the side. She gets less and less room to work. She gets more and more nervous. And then eventually she'll either try to pass it backward again, or she'll make a bad touch and we steal it, or she goes out of touch and it's our ball anyway. So that's our positioning. One last thing on positioning. If the ball is on this side of the field, this is the near side fullback. She's the one that's either pressing, covering, attacking with the ball. She's the one that's involved with the play. Very involved with the play. The opposite side fullback will be somewhere between this touch line over here and the center of the field. So if I can get this just right, this is her half of the field. Okay? She'll position herself somewhere, wherever it needs to be, on this half of the field. That way, if the ball again needed to come to the fore to switch the side of the field, it only takes a few steps and she's already in that half space. Fullbacks want to attack through, the number 2 will go through 8 and 15. The 3 will go through 6 and 13. That is their primary attacking area if they have the ball. The reason they want to attack through these zones, anybody know? If I'm attacking through 6 and 13, rather than taking this ball and trying to attack up these zones, why would I want to be in 6 and 13 instead? Anybody? You can unmute yourself if you want. Kerrigan?
What was your question?
Why do we want to attack, like the 3? Why does she want to attack through zone 6 and 13 and not so much through, say, 4, 5, 11, 12, moving up this side? Why do we want to be in this half space moving forward?
Because then if you're on the sides, the other team can pin you to the side.
Okay, you can get pinned to the side. What if I start moving players like that? Do we have options?
Yes.
So the 3, because she's coming up this center zone, the 10 will probably take the 11 or the 12 out here to be an option to go wide here. The 9 will find a space somewhere in this staging area and be looking for a pass into the staging area, the center staging area. The 8 will be a wide attacking option here. The 4 can be either in zone 6 or zone 7, wherever she finds her own space for a supporting pass here. And the other fullback is providing balance for the 4. But if we're attacking through these this half space zone, that gives us a left option, a right option, and a forward option. If we're stuck over here on the side, if the 10 is here, yeah, we have a forward that we can go to. But if we decide to dribble forward, is she in our way?
No.
Yes, no?
No.
So if the 3 decides to dribble forward, oh, I grabbed the wrong player, didn't I? How'd she turn red? That was weird. It says blue. Oh, that's weird. It won't change color. Fine. Throw one of you in there. Okay. So now, I have no clue why that one won't change now. So if our own teammate, whoever it may be, is in the zone ahead and we try to dribble forward, is she in our way? Yes.
Yeah.
Now technically she can move out of our way and allow us to dribble through to find her own space, but we have less options. So now if I go wide, I try to put somebody here. Yeah, I kind of have a forward option, I have a side option, and I have this diagonal option. But we're also really cramped together. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, does that mean we can't attack through this area?
No. No.
I know, I keep going back and forth, right? We want to be able to attack up this zone. But sometimes the defense gets in our way, or we receive a ball in this area and we still know how to attack through here, but we want to get this ball into this zone here if we're coming from this side, so that we can attack through to the goal. We want to be in this space. We want to be in this space. Let's skip that. Let's skip that. Let's skip that. Okay. Important things are fullback. While we're playing, we have the 4. Let's just put these into a position. Here, wide. Let's put her here, put her here. Okay, the 3 is the one we're going to look at right now. Fullbacks. They need to be connected to their center back and their wing. Those are the 2 primary positions they're always trying to be connected with. If the 4 is way back here because we did a long ball forward, we would be connected to our wing and our center mid. Do we see the difference? So let's say we did a clear of the ball. So the ball was way back here. We cleared it all the way up to the side. Our fullback ran and grabbed it. Our wing got out of the way. Our center mid is coming up to help. And our target player is up in the staging area. So the 4 we can't be connected with because she just cleared the ball out. So the next 2 that we are wanting to be is with the wing. That is your primary you want to be, especially on attack, and that 8. So you want to find those spaces. So let's just say we pass to the 11. Okay? So she'll find a space out here in this area, in this general area here. So we're connected to our 8 and our 11. That way, the 11 always has us to go to. They can go to the 8. We can go 3 to the 8. We can go the 8 back to the 3. But we produce that triangle. So if we're always connected to our wing and our 8, or if we're on defense, our wing and our 4, we have that triangle. Okay? We want those triangles. Okay, let's get some attacking going. Let's stay with the 3, just because I have everybody over here. 3 has the ball. The 11 is up wide. 9 is coming up as a target. 8 is that middle option for support. Far side fullback is also on defensive support. Keeper moves up and we have that triangle here. We move that ball forward on a pass. The 11 turns. What would the 3 do? Move up to support, because remember we want to be connected, and one of the other things we said about the fullback is that she supports her wings, her outside midfielder or her wing. So as soon as she passes, she comes up to support. Of course, the defense is going to, run up. I'm not going to worry about defense so much. So now the 11 has options. The 9 is moved. We're not worried about them. The 8's going to move to wherever they go. Now what the 3 is looking for, does the 11 have pressure on her right now? No. So we don't need to be in a full defensive option, a defensive support option, right? Because she has nobody on her. She's not in trouble. So what we can do is we watch the 11. Where is she going to go? When she got that ball, she doesn't have anybody on her. She starts dribbling toward goal. What do you think the 3 wants to do?
He wants to go help her.
Speak up.
Go help her. You said follow her.
Follow her? Almost. Where do you see space? You're really quiet. You want to talk, but you're really quiet. Okay. I'm going to show you real quick because I also want to see if I can show you a video before the time is done. The 9 is the target. She's either going to be here or she's looking to make a run into the zone 19. The 8 is going to be coming in to make the bottom of this triangle 1, 2 support. So the 3, if she cuts in, she takes the 8th spot. We don't double occupy. She's not really going to run this way and be in front of 11 because 11's making a run. We don't want to get in her way. So what we can do, since she has no pressure, so we're not worried about her losing the ball, we can do what's called an overlap, and we start going into this area here. So now the 11 is attacking toward goal this way. The 3 came around, is attacking the goal at this way. So now the 11 can send a ball into 9. Or before the 3 gets offside, as she's running right about here, the 11, oh, I lost the ball. The 11 slots a ball in behind the defense. 3 continues her run. The same time the 9 goes here. 8's following in. The 11 is now going to support the 3. And now this fullback, because of her run, can now take a near side shot, send a ball to the 9 to pop in here. But she's looking for this area between the 6-yard box, this penalty spot. As she made this run, she wants to send the ball through here. The 9 hopefully can touch it in, or the 8's making a run in, and she might be able to touch it in. Now, I haven't gotten my warning yet. So, the 11 got the ball from our pass before, right? So we passed it up. 11 has the ball. She makes her turn. If I can grab the ball. And, let's switch these players. A little more realistic. The right mid just happened to be really fast, and as that ball was being passed to the 11, she got in the way. Okay? So she's pressuring. Defense is cover. Defense is balance. The 9 can't be in that position yet. The 8 is going to be in support here. What can the 3 do? We already said that she wants to come up and support. Is this the only place that she can be? Is this a good space? Yes. Because we got the 11 back to the 3, 3 to the 8, 8 to the 9, or even a 3 right up to the 9 right away. If the right mid did drop back but didn't give good pressure, she's afraid of the 11 because the 11 is a whole lot faster than she is. So she dropped back, but she's not in a good press. So that means the 11 has time to play with the ball, time to make a decision, and she's not in danger of losing the ball. What can the 3 do to help on offense?
The 3 can do an overlap.
Technically. So you said overlap. By definition, an overlap means that she's going to come here, and we're going to try to make that pass, but now the right mid might step in. It gives the right defender time to come back, and now we're just going to kind of get stuck in this corner, 1-on-1, 3 on the right mid. She might be able to get it back to the 11, but we got stuck. Instead of an overlap, it's kind of the same thing, but it's called an underlap. Where do you think that might go? If that was an overlap, what do you think the word underlap might be? Kind of in front. She's going to end up making a curved run, but on the inside, so not across her front. She's making a curved run to the top of this area. You notice how there's no defense right here. This is a space that she can take. So with the underlap, this midfielder was too afraid of the 11, so she gave her way too much space. As the 3 is making an underlap, the ball got passed to this area. She collects, and that way the 8 sees what's going on. She becomes a supporting option here. The 9 starts moving to that far post, which might draw this defender. This defender might step up. This defender might come in here. It all depends on where the defender goes, what we decide to do. A shot on goal. If this defender came over too far, we go 8. 8 takes a shot. 8 to 9. 9 takes a shot. If the left D got lazy and stayed over here, 3 continues to dribble, take a shot. 3 continues to dribble, draws this defender. She hands off to the 8. 8 takes a shot. You see how we are moving together, finding the gaps, finding those spaces, but because we have each other's back, we're covering each other, moving as the ball is moving, we have options. And the other thing that's involved in that is watching the defense. No defender in front of 11. We can support. We can overlap. Defender on 11 but not pressing, not giving any kind of worry. Underlap, ball to space. Supporting the 11. She does have pressure. We support and we redistribute toward the center. Do we see our options?
Yes.
Okay. We are going to attempt this. Hopefully it works okay. This is Joseph Kimmick, or Joshua Kimmick, sorry. And he's the one I said at the very beginning. He's the best fullback in the world. Hopefully it doesn't buffer for you, but here we go.
Joshua Kimmich has been the Bundesliga's most successful provider over the last couple of campaigns. Our analysis reveals the secrets
Is it
behind
smooth?
the 24-year-old success.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clocking up an average of 98 touches per match, Kimmich is on the ball more than any other Bundesliga player. He likes to be the playmaker for Bayern. In the back four, he keeps his opponents at a distance, so that he's always available. This Kimmich zone up to the touchline is his main area, and decisive for his play is right back. The distance to the opposition players is large. Kimmich has the time to analyse the situation, looking for the player closest to the opposition goal. Lewandowski can only be stopped.
Can you hear it okay?
We see evidence of the Kimmich zone against Augsburg too. Time to spot the centre forward and a superb ball into Lewandowski's path. This pattern repeats itself. He's confronted with a lot of space in the match against Mainz. He loves to have the bulk of the players in front of him. And again, he looks for the most advanced teammate. Thanks to perfect timing, his pass to Lewandowski takes 8 players out of the game. The same match, similar area for Kimmich. He now has 2 options. He's not limited to playing with his strong right foot. Instead, he cuts inside with his head up. He keeps his opponent at a distance and immediately scans Goretzka's path. His brilliant left foot pass makes 9 opponents unable to intervene and finds Goretzka. The goal was a collective masterpiece.
Goretzka for James! Lovely goal for Bayern!
But long balls aren't Kimmich's only speciality. Playing on the wing, he looks for opportunities to get forward himself. If he has space, he charges down the flank. He has enough time for his feared crosses, thanks to his pace. A prime example of his intelligence. If his opponents are too close to him, short passes aren't ideal. A long ball into the danger zone is the fastest way. Kimmich starts with pace, attacking like a winger. This is why he's set up the most shots of all Bayern players this term. The Germany international turns in the most kilometres of all Bundesliga players. That's reflected by his runs up and down the touchline. The touchline remains his home. He's almost always available there, and his opponents tend to lose sight of him, like Hazard in this case. He's Hazard's man at first. Winger Kimmich charges down, causing poor interplay between his markers, Hazard and Wendt. He has enough distance from his opponent and enough time to cross. Kimmich's intelligence shows above all in his positional play. Again, he creates space behind his marker. Again, he benefits from the poor interplay of his markers and has enough time and space for his next assist, thanks to a strong first touch.
Ich glaube, dass Jo da schon auch einen großen Anteil hat, der den Ball super reinspielt, bevor er den Kopf nochmal hebt und mich sieht, ja, so ein bisschen im Zwischenraum. Und ich glaube, das ist seine große Qualität, dass er da eben nicht blind die Bälle reinschlägt.
Full speed into the penalty area. Kimmick exploits the trickery change of markers against Wolfsburg and gets on the score sheet himself, leaving his exponents exasperated. In Der Klassiker at Dortmund, Kimmick again gets on the ball in his favourite area out wide. Even though Brun Larsen is initially alongside him, Kimmick persists and his forward drive brings him into the danger area, where his efforts pay off.
Gnabry now for Thomas Müller. Müller, Gnabry back, he'll touch it for Kimmick. A simple finish.
In summary, his intelligent positional play and tireless running down the wing are why he's been the Bundesliga's top provider over the last couple of years. Joshua Kimmich, a difference maker for the German record champions.
Okay. Did you also see other parts of the game that we've talked about in that video?
Yeah.
You see passing through the gap and finding the space behind. Sending the ball toward the top of the 6-yard box to the penalty spot to find that target player. Moving away from opponents to create space. So we have 5 minutes. Any questions about a fullback?
Nope.
What are some, I call them characteristics. I don't know if you know that word so much. What are some of the things I said a fullback is or a fullback does?
Fullback supports their players.
Oh! Their players. Everybody
That's
supports
the
their
wing.
players, but yes. So fullback supports the wing or the wide outside midfielder. Who are they connected to?
Center mid.
Okay, center mid. When?
When they have the ball. And the center mid is about to receive the ball.
So if we take the 3 again, in this case, the 4 is way back here because we're up here attacking. And let's just say that she's not lazy. She just cleared the ball up here. That means that we're connected to our wing or our outside mid because we're always supporting our mid. And we would be connected to our center mid there, like Kerrigan was saying. Now, if we're playing back, and whether we have the ball or they have the ball, we're connected to our wing and our center back. Okay? If the wing was up here, fullback, she's where she belongs, 8's getting connected, we're connected to our wing and our center back. The 8 will find space. She would be that middle player. Say we're playing like a 4v2 plus 2 rondo when we have the 2 people, the 2 attackers in the middle. The 8 would be one of those plus 2s. The 4, the 3, and the 11 would be one of those 4 on the outside. So connected to the wing, connected to the center back, unless the center back is too far away because of a clear, then she would be connected to the wing and the closest midfielder. Let's see, what else did we go over? What else about where should we be attacking? What zones? If the fullback has the ball, what zones should they be going through?
13 and 6.
13 and 6 for the left side fullback, and for the right side fullback, what zones?
Yeah.
So the right side fullback, if she had the ball, what zones is she wanting to attack through? I don't know if you're trying to speak, Kerrigan. I see your lips moving. All right, let's get it moving though. So the 3, yes, 6 and 13, and the 2 or the right side fullback, 8 and 15, through these half spaces just outside that middle space. That's where they want to attack through. Why? Why do they want to attack through those zones and not the outside zones?
Because they can get pinned into the out behind the line.
So they can get pinned against the touchline. And why else? Something to do with teammates?
There's not open passes.
So if we
teammates will give more options.
More options. So if she had the choice, she'd want to be dribbling through this zone. That way the 8 is in 14. The 11 would be in 11 or 12. The 9 is finding an attacking space in this center staging area. And that way she has more options to go through. Now, if she doesn't have the ball, so she's not the one dribbling, yes, so the 3 would be somewhere around this 5 and 11. That's like her home. The 2, when she's waiting for a switch ball to switch the field, she's in 10 and 16. So that was that Kimmick zone that they were showing in that video. And as the ball moves upfield, her area, instead of being these 2 that she's staying in, moves up to these 2. So she chills out here on the outside waiting for a wide ball so that she can attack through the staging area. And we have less than a minute, so we're done. I know that was a lot of info, but that is the role of the fullback. As we do more of these Zooms, if we have to, I'll keep going with different positions. All right, it's about to end any moment now.
Thank you again. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Here again. Hi. I'm too lazy to hit the leave button.
You can talk till it kicks you out.
Okay. Hi. Hi.
Anna, I missed you at session. I have your jersey still.
Oh yeah, I do.